there was a lot of stuff to come out of Star Wars, but no trailers, no clips, just, some information was confirmed, some cast members for future movies and some directors for future movies. So let's start with the movie that's coming out first, which is Star Wars: The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens comes out on December 18th of this year. And Gio's going to go ahead and give us some of the information that came from Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So what was that, Gio?
Yeah, just some highlights from what we collected. Unfortunately, none of us were able to go to D23, but sometime in the future, we're going to try. So basically, like Jacob said, there was no new footage, no trailers shown. It left some fans disappointed, but they still walked away with something. And that something was an official poster released by Drew Struzan, who is known for doing some of the most incredible artwork. I believe Back to the Future he did the poster for. And what's interesting about this poster is, well, the one thing that people were talking about is it shows the Finn character, played by John Boyega, holding a lightsaber. And you guys can take this for what it is, but a lot of people are speculating that he might be the person who becomes a Jedi Knight and not Daisy Ridley's character. So that was pretty interesting. So you had an official poster release, and during the event, they did some stuff. Harrison Ford surprised the audience and went on stage along with Oscar Isaac, John Boyega, Lupita Nyong'o, and Daisy Ridley. They all talked about the film a little bit. J.J. Abrams and Disney executives all went out there, and it was just a nice wave to the fans, really. And that's all that they really did. So if you guys want to talk about this poster real quick.
Okay, let's talk about the poster first.
Yeah.
I know there was some concept art a few months ago that came out that had Finn in his outfit with the lightsaber on his side. We talked about this before. And Jake, you said you didn't think he is Force sensitive. You don't think he has the Force. Do you still think that?
Yep.
So you just think he's going to be wielding a lightsaber without the Force?
I think because Daisy Ridley has the staff, that she's going to put him in charge of the lightsaber.
Of the lightsaber?
I think JJ is going to finally give us a female Jedi that kicks total ass, which is what I want.
I hope so,
100%
honestly, because we didn't get to see that from Leia in the original trilogy. We saw some female Jedi in the prequels, but none of them were main characters, So that would be awesome. I mean, as much as I'd love to see her with a lightsaber, I wouldn't mind John Boyega with a lightsaber and her using that staff, which looks very similar to Darth Plagueis' staff, right?
There's some crazy theories going around, and we don't really know who her character is, but more than likely she's somehow related to Luke in a way, and it only makes sense for her to be more Force sensitive.
Yeah, that would make more sense. I kind of want John Boyega's character to be Force sensitive, just because. So he's basically just going to have to be a skilled swordsman. That's
what if
it.
they both were?
If they both are, that's even better, dude. I would be all in for that. Gio, do you think that John Boyega's character Finn is Force sensitive?
Yes. But another part of me thinks that they're doing some misdirection here with this poster.
Yeah, maybe. That's the whole thing, because why would they come out and tell us he's a Jedi,
Yeah, question. So can Finn learn the ways of the Force?
You have to have it
or do you have to have that
in you, right?
Midichlorian bullshit?
Well, okay, so there's no Jedi Order anymore. So they don't go through those tests. Like how Anakin went through it and stuff like that. Like Obi-Wan chose Luke because, he's a Skywalker, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But we don't know how these new Jedi are chosen and, what kind of tests they go through, or if they even go through tests. Are they just, do their masters pick them and they teach them the ways of the Force or whatever it is. But he could very well still be a Jedi even if he's not Force sensitive. It might just work out
That's very true. Maybe in this time period, you don't have to be Force sensitive to be considered a Jedi. So you can still be a Jedi Knight, but not be Force sensitive.
And I just have one more quick question. So you're saying you guys keep talking about Daisy Ridley having this
Staff, yeah.
Is she going to be fighting Jedis with lightsabers with the staff, or?
I have no idea, but
because I can see that staff getting cut in half.
I'm pretty sure this staff is more powerful than any lightsaber. I don't know what it can do. Jake might know.
I know some things, but here's
we don't even know if that's the staff from Darth Plagueis.
Every shot we've seen her in so far, she has the staff with her. I think it's on purpose, and I think that she was put on Jakku isolated like Luke was as a kid, and I think she was put there with the staff because Kylo Ren is searching
for that staff
for relics of Sith.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that everything we've seen in the trailers so far, I think it's going to be the first 20 minutes of the movie.
I hope so.
I think that's what it's going to be.
I really hope so.
I read something on Screen Rant last night that just like blew my mind. But I think that staff is going to end up being an old Sith relic. And if she's able to tap into it, then okay. But if Kylo Ren gets a hold of that thing, oh man.
Dude, I think eventually somebody will who's not supposed to have it.
Problem is who's able to face him
once
when he
gets
has
that.
Because I don't think we're going to see Luke this movie.
Maybe
I think we'll see him for about 5 or 10 minutes. That's it.
There was a photo that leaked. I don't know if you guys saw it. It showed Luke Skywalker.
In full Jedi
I saw
attire.
that.
Dude,
Cool.
you think it's gonna come down to a showdown with Kylo Ren and Luke? Not in this one, but maybe Episode 9, and Luke dies maybe defending.
I think Kylo Ren will kill Luke. Honestly, I could see that.
Dude, Luke
like
is gonna be
Obi-Wan
very
style.
powerful at this point. I think
it's hard to say because
we have no idea.
It's
honestly.
just we don't know who Kylo Ren is operating under,
and we don't know his real name is.
I have also heard whispers that that the lightsaber Finn has is Luke's one from Cloud City, right?
Yeah.
Well, I've heard that the lightsaber actually opens up a Sith tomb.
Really?
So there's so many things that can actually happen in the movie, like where it's going. And
we have no idea.
And it all depends on who Kylo Ren's operating under. Like, is he operating under a master? Is he operating under the First Order? Or is he acting alone? It's like...
The Knights of Ren?
Yeah, but it kind of feels like he's almost a rogue knight now. Like, he's kind of separating himself. But, yeah, I don't know.
Well, J.J. Abrams came out and said that Kylo Ren isn't his real name.
I'm going to say it. He's a Solo.
You think so? You think he's their kid?
A solo kid.
And do you think Daisy Ridley is their kid too?
I think, but they're not twins. In the expanded universe, they're twins, but I think they're
just brother and sister.
Yes.
He's probably older, and they've got separated.
Because I also heard, this was months ago, where there was a scene in the movie apparently where Kylo Ren got a hold of the Millennium Falcon.
Oh wow!
And he walked through the hallways. He sat down in the cockpit, and he had this look on him where it's like he is reminiscing being there before.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that would be something.
So
when he was a kid,
I'm all pointing towards him.
How they got separated, if that's the case. But anyways, we can speculate all day on this. We can talk Star Wars for hours. But So Harrison Ford was at D23. Did this surprise any of you guys? Or he went to Comic-Con and D23. That's crazy.
It doesn't surprise
People
me.
were saying that he wasn't going to show up at any of these things, and as far as I know, he hates going to public events like this. So. Was that surprising to you?
Nah, because once he went to Comic-Con and he saw the love, he got addicted to that feeling. He's like, I gotta go back. What's the next one? D23? Oh yeah, I'm making an appearance there. And he just showed up and said some words, and that's all he needs to say, you know?
It doesn't surprise me, but it gives me great confidence because he believes in this movie.
Oh yeah.
He full on believes in what they're doing and where they're taking it, and especially his character. It's not shocking, but I love seeing him showing up.
It's only a good sign. It just means that he's all in. He's excited about this, and I hope he doesn't die in the first movie. Everyone's saying he's going to kick the bucket in the first movie. I don't want him to.
Bite the dust.
It might be cool for the story, but I want to see him throughout the trilogy. Maybe
you won't
kill
see him throughout
9.
the trilogy.
All right.
I don't think you will.
Yeah, because he's obviously not going to... He probably won't be in a movie past the trilogy, even if he lives. But so they might as well kill him, you know.
Well, he wanted to die in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, but I don't want him to. I don't want them to kill him just to kill him. You know.
Oh no, it's going to be a legendary.
It has to serve the story, and
it's going to be like an Obi-Wan in a new.
It can't be like.
Death. Well, not death, but
it can't be like, oh, he's dead now. Let's move on. Like nothing happened. Like I want it. It has to be important and serve the story. All right, let's move on from Star Wars: The Force Awakens. We're all excited for it. It's coming out this year. We're only going to get more information in the coming weeks, months leading up to the movie. So there was some news regarding Star Wars Episode 9. We already know who's directing Star Wars Episode 8, which is Rian Johnson, the director of Looper.
And
but
Brick. I'd say check out Brick, too. Brick? Yeah.
It's one of his movies?
It's a smaller movie. It's
wow, I never even heard of that.
Yeah.
I got to check
Joseph
it out.
Gordon loved it.
I loved Looper, so I think he's perfect for a Star Wars movie.
He's going to kill it.
But a lot of people were wondering who's going to direct Episode 9. It hadn't been announced yet. Was JJ going to come back? Were they going to have Rian Johnson do it? Bring in somebody new? But the director was officially announced at D23, and it's Jurassic World director Colin Trevorrow. I got to say, I like this news. Gio has a little bit of information on this announcement, so what do you got for us?
Yeah, so Lucasfilm, they've been looking at Colin for a while now, ever since Safety Not Guaranteed. And they were waiting to see how fans would respond to Jurassic World. Obviously, it was a enormous positive response, and the box office killed
It's the third highest grossing movie of all time.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that.
Dinosaurs, man. But, so Kathleen Kennedy went on stage, made the announcement, basically that she and Lucasfilm, everyone, they all believe in Colin Trevorrow to deliver. And that's pretty much it. They just announced him as the director. The film still doesn't have a release date, but it's scheduled for 2019.
Yeah,
So
Jake, what do you think about this, man?
May of 2019.
Is it May?
It could be completely wrong.
it's summer 2000. Oh, wait.
Or is that episode 8?
Episode 8 is May of 2017.
Okay.
Because it's 6 months after Rogue One. So I don't know if there's a for sure date for Episode 9 yet.
I would say that it's probably going to be...
It's probably going to be May, I would say.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be a year after Episode 8.
Yeah. Oh.
They might go straight into it.
Oh, okay.
But I could be totally wrong.
I think they're going to do... No, because the Han Solo movie comes out in 2018.
Yeah, you're right.
So I think... Well, who knows? They could give us two.
Two Star Wars
Why
movies
not?
a year.
But as far as Colin Trevorrow directing Episode 9, do you like the news?
Oh, I love it. I think it's awesome. So they announced it on Saturday. Friday night, I watched Safety Not Guaranteed for the first time.
Dude, I want to
love
watch it.
It's awesome.
Was it good?
It's really good. It's a very smaller movie, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's a very different kind of movie.
It looks really good. I watched the trailer.
The character moments are really cool. But as far as Star Wars, I think it's awesome. The guy's on a hot streak right now. He did Jurassic World, and then he's kind of going back to the indie feel with the smaller film he's doing next. That just got Naomi Watts signed on.
Oh, yes, he is working on that.
And then he's going to go to a bigger film. So
I think
it's kind of like
awesome.
It's going to like center him almost. But no, when they announce it, all I can think about is him, JJ, Rian Johnson, and Kathleen Kennedy all collaborating on a Star Wars universe. It's just like,
oh yeah, it's
the
great.
brain trust, and it's awesome.
Like, I personally loved Jurassic World. I admit it's not a great movie per se, but it's one of the funnest movies I've seen all year. It was such a huge movie too. I think Episode 9 is going to be such large scale, and I think he's a great guy to handle it. He has so much experience. Once he gets to this movie, he's going to have a good amount of experience. He's going to have made his indie films, where his passion projects, and then he has experience with the big blockbuster, with working with a big studio. So I think by the time he gets to making Star Wars Episode 9, he's going to be primed for it. So I love it. I think he's going to do a great job. I love the mixture. You get JJ, and then you get Johnson, and you get Trevorrow. I love that they're using a different director for each movie, because I don't want one director to get too fatigued over Star Wars, because I've heard JJ come out, he would love to just be a fan and not have to work on the material, so that's why he's not working on it anymore. But Gio, what do you think of Colin Trevorrow directing Episode 9? I know you don't feel as fondly of it as we do.
Well, I don't want to be the party pooper here. All right, so I have not seen Safety Not Guaranteed, so I'm kind of reserving judgment a little bit. That's a movie I've been wanting to see for a while. I have some worries about it, only because I wasn't as high on Jurassic World as the rest of the world. But, I mean, we'll see. Sure, yeah. Give
So
him a shot.
what worries you? Like, what about Jurassic World did you not like that?
Well, I mean,
worries you
we
about
can.
episode 9?
Do you want me to review the film or
No,
like,
just like what aspects of the movie worry you?
Well, he co-wrote Jurassic World, if I'm not mistaken, and like story-wise, it hiccups every now and then. Honestly,
He won't be writing Star Wars.
and I don't want him to write Star Wars.
Lawrence Kasdan will be writing Star
But like
Wars.
I said,
His son.
I'm kind of reserving judgment until I see Safety Not
Yeah, we
Guaranteed.
gotta
because that's the
watch
film
that.
I really want to watch because that will really give because. Yeah, they're not going to give him writing and directing duties for Star Wars Episode 9. So, I mean, yeah, give him a shot. I mean, I'm just... If Star Wars Episode 7 and 8 kill it, then there's going to be a lot of pressure on
That's true.
Trevorrow.
That's very true.
Yeah. And who knows, I'm going to watch Safety Not Guaranteed. I'm going to love it. He's going to do this indie film. I might love it. And then we're going to be like, we're not worried here.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, for now, just, yeah.
So probably
We'll
the
see.
biggest piece of news to come out of the Star Wars panel from D23 is regarding Rogue One, which is a spin-off movie revolved around the events before Star Wars Episode 4 of the Rebels stealing the stars to the plans to the Death Star. And there was quite a few things that come out of this, including the official title, a photo of the cast, and the cast officially being announced. Gio, why don't you go ahead and tell them what exactly was announced regarding Rogue One?
Okay, so the first bit of news, Rogue One will not be called Star Wars Anthology Rogue One. Instead, they are now calling it Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. That is the official title. And along with that, we have an official photo that was released, and it revealed the entire cast. Well, the entire cast wasn't in the photo, but some of the main players, presumably Felicity Jones's Rebel team.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, her team.
Yeah, and it confirmed castings like Forrest Whitaker, Diego Luna, Ben Mendelsohn, Donnie Yen, and along with several other recognizable faces. So pretty much we got a casting announcement, a photo, our first look, and an official title.
Okay, let's start with the title. So back when they first announced Rogue One, they came out Star Wars Anthology Rogue One. And I don't know if I liked it as a title, but I liked it as a way to reference the movie, like the anthology films. So are these films no longer referred to as the anthology movies is what I'm curious about. But when I first heard the name Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, I was like, huh? I wasn't sure if I liked it or not. But then I saw the logo of it and the way they did it. It was like a big Rogue One name, and then it said, like, the A was really small, and the Star Wars was like the Star Wars logo, and then a Star Wars story, and I was like, it fits. I think it fits, and I do like it, but I thought the Star Wars anthology films was a great way to reference these side stories. So I don't know if they're just going to be called side Star Wars stories or what, but Jake, what do you think about this official title of Rogue One?
Is it officially called Rogue One,
Yes.
A Star Wars Story?
Yes.
Because I feel like that's not what they're going to call it.
That's the name of
I
the movie.
feel like they're going
That's
to call
what
it
they-
Star Wars Rogue One.
I think
Because Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, it just doesn't make sense. And like if looking at it on a movie theater screen or like going to buy a ticket or something, it doesn't make sense.
No, I'm there with you, yeah.
I liked Star Wars Anthology Rogue One, but I personally think that they're going to go with Star Wars Rogue One. I think when they put a title on a trailer, on a poster, whatever it is, I think it'll be called Star Wars Rogue One. If it is called A Star Wars Story, it doesn't hinder any way of me wanting to watch the film,
yeah.
because I just wrote a piece on it this morning, but I'm flipping excited for this movie.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
this image, like, I didn't realize how excited I was until I saw the image. It like blew my mind how awesome it looks, and the cast, is unbelievable.
Yeah, let's talk about the cast. What do you think about the cast? A lot of these names were thrown around before, but now we officially know.
On talent and the diversity alone, it's incredible. I mean, Felicity Jones, obviously she's killing it and everything right now. Riz Ahmed, who was remarkable next to Jake Gyllenhaal in Nightcrawler.
Oh yeah.
Diego Luna, who he's always had these supporting roles, but he's always been really good in them. And then you have guys like Donnie Yen and Ben Mendelsohn, who's become this great actor. Forrest Whitaker, who's always been there. All the diversity of people they brought in for this kind of movie is awesome. And I know that we've kind of been led on to think that this is going to be like a team of soldiers that are going to steal the Death Star plans. I'm calling it. I think that's a group of bounty hunters. I think that they're a group of bounty hunters that are hired by the rebels. I don't think they're soldiers that are with the rebellion at all.
Oh yeah, that was the rumor all along, that Rogue One was going to be a bounty hunter movie of bounty hunters stealing the plans to the Death Star. I just hope that rumor about Felicity Jones being Boba Fett's daughter is not true. They don't have to be connected like that. But as far as the cast, man, this is incredible. It's an incredible cast. I love Felicity Jones, man. I know you watched it recently, Gio. Have you seen The Theory of Everything?
It's on my DVR right now.
Dude, she is awesome.
Well, she's good in everything else I've seen her in.
She is a great actress. And she's drop dead gorgeous. I'm glad we're getting a beautiful woman in a badass role. She's the leader of this team, which it looks like it's going to be. And I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Riz Ahmed, you mentioned him from Nightcrawler. He was fantastic in that movie, and I'm curious to see what type of role he has in Rogue One. Forrest Whitaker, great actor. Ben Mendelsohn, we don't know the extent of his role. People have speculated he's a bad guy. Is he in that photo?
No.
Okay, so yeah, he's probably a bad guy. I was trying to remember who he was in The Dark Knight Rises, but he's the guy that Bane kills, right? And when he snaps his neck, yeah, I just looked it up. So that's pretty awesome. I'm very looking forward to this, especially with the cast. Gio, what do you think about the cast?
Well, first off, about the title, it has Disney written all over it. A Star Wars story.
Oh yeah,
I don't like it.
Totally Disney.
Switch it to anthology. But anyways, I love the cast. I do. Forrest Whitaker, that guy delivers every time. But Donnie Yen, man, I want him. Hopefully he can fight. I mean, they allow him to fight in this movie. Like, he's carrying what looks like a walking stick or something.
Did you zoom in on him?
Huh?
I think he's blind.
Yeah, he looks
Really?
blind. Yeah.
Wow.
Now, is he playing an actual character from the canon or from the expanded universe?
Well, we don't.
Because there was
without a
blind
name,
warrior, and he looks.
Yeah, without a
pretty
name,
similar.
I don't know. But if you look up on his arm, it looks like he has some kind of like almost Boba Fett type thing on his arm that controls something or some kind of weapon or something.
Yeah, so he's gonna be badass, and I mean, just everything with what you guys said about the cast, I agree. It looks great, and yeah, I mean, this film is shaping up really well. Gareth Edwards, and yeah, it's awesome.
So you guys don't really like the title then, if that is indeed the title, right?
No, but I don't think it's the title.
Here's the thing:
I don't think it's the title.
I think they came out and said this is the official title.
Because
of the
when
movie.
they announced Rogue One, they announced it as Star Wars Rogue One.
Why would they go out of their way to change the name again? You think they're gonna go back?
I don't think they changed the name. I think it's just a nice little logo.
Okay, just here's the thing with me. I didn't like it when I first saw it, but then when I saw the way the logo looks, I thought it looked awesome. But here's another thing you got to think about. They're trying to reintroduce Star Wars to this younger generation, right? So there's these 10-year-old kids who this is going to be their first time seeing Star Wars on the big screen. Or not, I'm not saying Rogue One, but these new movies, Star Wars The Force Awakens, Rogue One, Star Wars Episode 8. Do you really think little kids are going to walk around saying, Star Wars Anthology, Rogue One? Like, it's so much easier for them to say Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Then the kids, it's so much easier for them to understand.
Or Star Wars Rogue One.
I think they just did it to make it simple. But if they name it Star Wars Rogue One, you run the risk of people getting confused with the original trilogy, because the trilogy, Star Wars The Force Awakens, then you have Star Wars Rogue One, people are going to think it's the next movie in the trilogy. So you have to separate it, Rogue One, a Star Wars story. I don't mind it. I think it was smart on their part.
It just doesn't fit.
I agree. It's a little odd. But anyways, let's move on. So that was all the news to come out of the Star Wars from D23. Well, there was a couple other little things, but we're not going to cover everything
Star Wars
from here.
Land and
But
Disneyland.
yeah, so let us know in the comment section if you guys like any of this news. Colin Trevorrow directing. If if you think Finn is going to be a Jedi or not with that can use the Force. Do you like the the official title of Rogue One, supposedly? Do you like the cast of Rogue One? Please let us know in the comment section.